Hey everybody, I'm Sam Gross with electricbikereport.com, and I've got Jeanette Sherman, Media Relations with Kuat here, and we are taking a look at their all-new Piston Pro X rack. It's super rad. Can you tell us a little more about it?
Yeah, what's going to be really important for your audience is, of course, the weight rating. We'll start there. 67 pounds per tray, which will basically cover most e-bikes. As we add on more trays, that will go down a little bit, but we'll have those ratings in the future. Of course, the Kashima coated pneumatic arm, pretty exciting and flashy looking, and very functional, very smooth feel to it. You can then take the tire chock here and push it down to the ground and add the add-on accessory of a ramp, which then means you don't have to lift that heavy e-bike onto your bike rack. You can instead wheel it up and with one hand then secure it. Oh, let me do it.
There we go.
Come on up with a ratchet engaging and then push forward.
It's super soft action, which is very cool.
Love that, yeah. Tire chock here will go from 29 all the way down to a kid's bike. Of course, everything in between, so it's about a 19. It says 20, but it'll be 19. And then, of course, the fender only. Really great for those commuter e-bikes that have a fender on it. It'll have an attachment strap that will affix the wheel to the rack.
And that way you're not dealing with like an arm coming down on top of the fender or having to jam it up underneath the fender.
Totally.
So
No contact with the frame, the fender, etc.
Very cool.
Then with other elements of this Piston Pro X that won't come on the other models is, of course, the Kashima and then the tail lights. We'll go ahead and show you those. You can see them when the bikes are on the rack. Then we will pivot upward. And this will have brake lights, tail lights, emergency flashers, etc. So oftentimes you'll see that racks will block the tail lights. This actually gives that ability to any bike or any car rack combination.
it's very cool. And that just ties in through like a magnetic link, right? With
Yes.
your normal like hitch trailer lighting
You will
system.
get it installed at any U-Haul or any place that installs like those kind of lighting systems. Very basic, very simple. It will have automotive grade hardware, 750-hour salt spray testing, so lots less gunk getting into the lock systems, etc. that can handle it. We'll have the semi-integrated locking system, so instead of the locks being maybe on the ends of the trays, this is a cable that you'll have in or out of your car, super soft, really nice on the frame, and then the lock will actually be here and get a little bit less road grime in it than usual. It's also much easier to clean.
Very cool.
In terms of some more security items here, of course, it would have a pin and a lock normally, but it has the security Allen wrench here as well that works on the flat cam lock system. Have a hole there in the middle that you can use to then tighten the rack down. Normally it would have a hand-operated knob. So if someone were somehow to cut the pin in the lock, they wouldn't necessarily have this tool that will also be locked onto the frame.
Awesome. And so I know this is going to be available in spring 2022. It's not quite here yet, barring, of course, supply chain shortages, which has been plaguing the industry so far this year.
Shipping.
How much are these going to run consumers?
So to start with just the two bike will be $13.89. We will have a Piston Pro and a piston as well. Those won't necessarily include the Kashima elements or the tail lights, but that brings the price down a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Great. Thanks so much, Sam.